Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we strip away the noise to bring you the vital insights on topics shaping our world.
Great to be here.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that's been, well, really sending ripples across continents, shaking up economies. The recent U.S. tariffs placed on Indian goods. You might have caught headlines, but we're going to give you the full picture, digging into the specifics of what happened, who's feeling the acute pressure, and what this potentially means for the future.
Yeah.
We're going to dive into the immediate financial hit, and believe me, it's substantial, but our sources also reveal a fascinating, unexpected upside that could, fundamentally reshape India's future.
That's the really interesting part, Pretender.
We'll unpack that later, but first, let's trace exactly how these tariffs landed.
Absolutely. And it's crucial to grasp that these trade tensions aren't just abstract numbers or, diplomatic squabbles.
Right.
Their ripple effects directly impact industries, jobs, individual livelihoods, often in surprising ways. What we're seeing here is a compelling example of how geopolitical decisions, often made far from, say, the factory floor, can directly translate into tangible economic measures that hit close to home.
So let's set the scene with the timeline. This wasn't a single sudden announcement, was it? It unfolded in phases.
No, it certainly wasn't a one-and-done deal. There were two distinct phases that escalated quite quickly.
Okay.
The first phase saw U.S. President Trump announce a 25% tariff on a range of Indian goods. That became effective on August 1st, 2025.
August 1st, got it.
And the initial stated purpose for this was pretty direct. Create leverage, create pressure in the ongoing trade talks between the two countries.
Standard playbook, maybe?
Somewhat. But then, just a few days later, things change.
And the stakes were suddenly raised even higher.
Exactly. On August 6, 2025, an additional 25% tariff was declared.
Additional. So on top of the first 25%.
Yes, bringing the total to a staggering 50%. And this new higher rate is set to kick in very soon, August 27, 2025.
Wow, okay, 50%. And the reason for that second hike?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the geopolitical landscape played in. Specifically, India's continued purchase of Russian oil that directly translated into these economic measures. The second phase was very much linked to that.
A 50% tariff feels almost unprecedented. I mean, when you see a number like that, what's the immediate gut reaction from economic analysts about India's GDP?
Yeah.
Is this a minor blip they can absorb or something that really alters their growth path?
The consensus is it's certainly not minor. The predictions, they vary a bit, but they all point to a significant slowdown.
Okay.
Former RBI Governor Subbarao, for instance, he warned it could lead to maybe a 20 to 50 basis points drop in India's GDP growth.
Which is 0.2 to 0.5%? That's substantial for a national economy.
It really is. Then you had Morgan Stanley presenting an even more pessimistic view, suggesting a potential drop of up to 80 basis points if the Indian government doesn't take appropriate steps to cushion the blow.
80 basis points, that's almost the full percentage point.
It's a big number. And a Reuters report also forecasted around a 60 basis point reduction.
60. So somewhere in that 50-80 range seems likely.
That's the zone most experts are looking at.
Yeah.
If you connect this to the bigger picture, for India, a reduction of even 60 basis points. Well, that could mean its GDP growth falls below that critical 6.5% mark.
Which impacts development goals, funding, everything down the line.
Absolutely. Everything.
So how is India's government react? I mean, are they just bracing for impact or are they stepping in?
Oh, not at all just bracing. India's government is actively considering responses. They're looking into providing things like credit guarantees and fiscal support, specifically for exporters.
Targeting the relief.
Exactly, because they'll be the most directly hit. But beyond that immediate relief, they're also planning broader reforms.
Like what?
Things like pursuing new trade agreements with other nations, trying to diversify their markets, and actively boosting foreign direct investment, FDI,
Right, bringing investment in.
to shore up the economy from different angles, basically.
Yeah. Okay, but let's move beyond the macro models for a second. Let's zoom in on the real world. Where is this 50% tariff truly hitting hardest? Who are the people, the industries on the front lines feeling this?
Well, the impact is heavily concentrated in labor-intensive industries. Think textiles, jewelry, manufacturing.
The ones employing a lot of people.
Precisely. These sectors are particularly vulnerable because orders are just getting canceled.
Just disappearing.
At an alarming rate, yes.
Yeah.
Profit margins are shrinking fast, and some companies are even talking about the drastic step of shifting production.
Shifting production abroad.
Exactly, to completely get around the tariffs. The Global Trade Research Initiative, They estimate U.S. sales in apparel alone could drop by maybe up to 60% in 2025.
60% drop in apparel sales to the U.S.
Yeah.
That's huge for that sector.
It's massive.
Yeah.
And you asked for specific examples.
Yeah.
When I heard about Surratt's diamond cutting units, a whole hub facing potential closure, that really brings it home.
Because of canceled orders.
Just canceled orders, yes. Because of the 50% tariff. It threatens the livelihood of a whole community, a whole industry built around that craft.
That's devastating.
And it's broader, too. Exporters across Gujarat textiles, chemicals, jewelry, ceramics, food sectors, they're all caught in this. Business capacity is really in crisis in many places there.
And as these industries struggle, shrinking margins, canceled orders, that brings us straight to the human element. What are we seeing, or what are experts predicting, about job losses?
Unfortunately, the human cost looks significant. Former RBI Governor Subrao, he specifically warned about potential widespread job cuts.
Especially in those labor-intensive